Hello, you beautiful gods and goddesses. This is TawandaVance, Celestial Earth Goddess, and today I'm going to give you a message from Mother Moon, and we'll be using the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck to do so. Okay, as you see at the bottom of the deck, it's the new moon beginnings, which is quite appropriate because I'm sure after midnight on the 24th, we will be going into the new moon in Aries, which and it'll become the new moon in Aries like 4 degrees. I'm not exactly sure what time that'll happen, but it'll obviously be after midnight because it'll be on the 24th of this month, and it'll be out when the moon's out, of course. But anyway, okay, so in order to get to these beginnings, what we first have to do is completely become liberated. And in order for us to be free, we have to be sovereign. In order for us to have sovereignty, we have to be free. You know, I like to play on words if you ain't figured that shit out. Anyway, so this is the time that we become who we truly are. Get things moving, get things going. Because if you don't know, Aries energy is definitely about forward moving and moving quickly, because Aries is fire, is ruled by Mars. It's a cardinal sign, which means it initiates everything. One thing it initiates is spring, which brings us to the next card, trust. Now with freedom, like true freedom, and I'm more so talking about on an energetic level, not necessarily the physical freedom, but that also plays a role in it too. But if you are free on a spiritual level, you're definitely going to be free on the physical. Now, in order for that to happen, you have to be able to trust who you are as a divine being. And as I've said before, being human just means you are a god or goddess in physical form. So, never let anybody make you feel like being human is minimal and all that bullshit. Maybe they're minimal. Maybe that's their damn problem. And that's not your problem. So just trust who you are. And I would say when I first saw the egg moon card, which talked about trust, the first thing I thought was Easter. And that's even more appropriate because that's what happens during Aries season, Easter. That's when Mother Earth really, really, really comes to life. And all of her creatures, which would be us, the animals, the trees, yada, yada, yada. And as you can see, there's a duck who has this egg. Now, of course, it's a person in it, but you got to go with the imagery tells a story. So I would say this is you becoming your new self, bigger, better, bolder. You're getting an upgrade, which is what happens every spring season. We all get upgraded. So you're about to be hatched during this time. This is a great time new moons are always a great time to bring in the energy that you want to enhance your life, to do upgrades. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, the new moon is a good way to bring it in. Now, because you're able to trust yourself, you're also able to trust your environment. You're able to work with Mother Nature instead of against her. You're able to work with the universe. You're able to work with your spiritual crew, or as some people call them, your guides, your angels, yada, yada. I call mine my spiritual crew. So you trust in yourself, you trust in your spiritual crew, you trust in the universe that you live in, and all is gravy. And that leads us to self-love, which is what I preach about all the time. In order for you to really, really be free and to really do what you got to do, you got to love yourself. And until you love yourself, you sure as hell can't love anybody else. And you're no use to anybody, including your damn self. Now, self-love brings in so much fortune. And I'm not just talking about money, although that's a good thing to have too. When I say fortune, I just mean It makes you free. The freer you feel, the more you're able to express yourself. The more you're able to express yourself, the more you're able to fulfill your dreams and progress in life, which comes to creation. Now I'm supposed to be telling what these numbers are, so let me go back a little bit. Okay. With the beginning card, which is the new moon card that has a number 2, that's definitely about balance and harmony. You know, in order to have beginnings, there definitely has to be balance involved. Now, the sovereignty card is number 41, which breaks down to a 5. Fives are about changes. So, of course, in order to be sovereign, you have to make some changes about yourself to be that free, beautiful person that you truly are. And then the trust card, which is the egg moon, deals with number 32, which breaks down to another 5. So, as I stated, this is you becoming a whole new person. This is you being rebirthed. Just like Jesus was resurrected, that's another thing. No matter what pantheon you live by, whether you're a Christian or any African systems, Hindu, Buddhism, it don't matter. Easter brings the same thing. They just tell the story in a different way. I can't remember who originally thought up Easter, but it's a few religions or spiritual practices that dealt with Easter. Some people even say Ishtar is supposed to be pronounced Easter. She is a Sumerian fertility goddess, so I can understand that. Now let's go back to the self-love thing. So with self-love, you are definitely able to be in your highest form, which gives you the ability to create. And if you can't see it, that's card number 39, which will break down to the single digit 3. That is the number of creativity. And it's something else I want to say, but definitely creativity. That's also the number of the Empress. Because in tarot or even oracle cards, card number 3 is always the Empress. The Empress is the one that brings in growth, is about fertility. And every time you see her, she's always pregnant, because that's supposed to represent, a birth coming along. Empress energy, unlike the Emperor energy, is receptive versus actionary, but it's all creative energy. Whereas the Emperor, which does represent Aries, that's card number 4. He goes after what he wants. That's what makes him also a cardinal sign. Whereas the Empress, that's usually like Taurus, Libra energy. It's very feminine. It attracts what it wants. It lures it in. It's seductive. But it gets to the same place, just in a different way. But yeah, the creation part comes about because we are in our truest form. We are ourselves, which you can't get no better than that. And with all this transformation, rebirth, renewal, self-love, you at your highest form, you can't do nothing but have peace. This is card number 28, which breaks down to a 1. That also is about new beginnings. So, I couldn't make this shit up if I wanted to. But this is basically what Mother Moon wanted us to tell us about this new moon energy. So during the new moon, I'd say definitely after midnight. And they say like a good time to really, really manifest is after midnight. I would say between midnight and probably 5 in the morning. Now, some of y'all might not be up during that time, and it doesn't matter. You can set the intentions before you go to sleep for that to happen. So just make sure you have a clear mind and you know exactly what you want, and put it out there in the universe and it'll bring it back to you. So you have to have a combination of knowing and believing, because belief is a very powerful thing. Because you can know something to be true, but if you don't feel it and believe it in your heart, it really doesn't matter, and it's hard to manifest it. So feelings and the thoughts have to coincide. So I hope this was very helpful and insightful for you. So until next time, my beautiful gods and goddesses, I bid you adieu.